Welcome to What America's Thinking for Friday, January 3rd. I'm Jamal Simmons. Last night, the U.S. led an airstrike in Baghdad, Iraq, that killed one of Iran's most powerful generals, Qasem Soleimani. In a statement, the Pentagon said, quote, "At the direction of the president, the U.S. military has taken decisive defensive action to protect U.S. personnel abroad by killing Soleimani." Here's what Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said of last night's events.
What's different today is that Iran has now been engaged for months and we're managed dozens and dozens of attacks throughout the region. President Trump's shown enormous restraint to date. While we've made clear to the Iranians that we weren't going to tolerate the killing of Americans, on December 27th, an American was killed in Iraq. And then we watched the intelligence flow in that talked about Soleimani's travels in the region and the work that he was doing to put Americans further at risk. And it was the time to take this action so that we could disrupt this plot, deter further aggression from Qasem Soleimani and the Iranian regime, as well as to attempt to de-escalate the situation. The risk of doing nothing was enormous. The intelligence community made that assessment, and President Trump acted decisively last night.
While Republicans are mostly sticking by the president's actions, Democratic lawmakers are reacting differently.
What we do know is that Soleimani is a person with American blood on his hands. He has plotted, planned, and executed attacks on American citizens, American soldiers. He's been doing much to destabilize that region and destabilize Iraq. But we also know there's are larger challenges, strategic challenges in that region. And we have a president who's failed to show any larger strategic plan. And under his leadership, with his so-called maximum forces, Iran has become a more dangerous, more influential regime in that region.
And 2020 presidential candidates took to Twitter to voice their discontent. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders said, "I was right about Vietnam. I was right about Iraq. I will do everything in my power to prevent a war with Iran. I apologize to no one." While we're still waiting to see the potential repercussions of last night's airstrikes, we wanted to check in on where voters stand on their preference for the Democratic nominee for president. Just a quick note here, this survey was taken before Julian Castro suspended his presidential campaign yesterday, so he's still part of the poll. Our HarrisX 2020 Democratic Preference Tracker found that former Vice President Joe Biden maintains his lead at 28%, falling just 1 percentage point from 2 weeks ago. Bernie Sanders is up 3 points at 16. We see a significant spike for former mayor of New York City, Michael Bloomberg. He jumped 6 points to 11%, putting him in a tie with Elizabeth Warren for third place. Former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Pete Buttigieg comes in at 6%. Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, former presidential hopeful Julian Castro, John Delaney, and Tulsi Gabbard all playing in the 2% game. Everyone else not mentioned received 1% or less in our poll, while 12% of voters still aren't sure. Since officially entering the race in late November, you can see a clear upward trajectory for Michael Bloomberg in our tracking and a leveling off for Elizabeth Warren. We'll see if Bloomberg's upward momentum continues and what that would mean for our current top-tier candidates. Is there something the HarrisX poll isn't covering, but you think we ought to be taking a look at? Let us know in the comments or tweet us at HillTV Live using the hashtag WAT, W-A-T. Thanks for watching What America's Thinking. As always, you can catch more great content from Hill TV by subscribing to the Hill's YouTube channel. Just click the bell so you know when new videos get posted. And head to thehill.com for all the latest political news. You can also find me at Jamal Simmons on Twitter and at Real Jamal Simmons on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time.